Hey guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be doing another get ready with me. I haven't filmed one of these in a hot minute. Well, I haven't filmed a long form get ready with me in a hot minute, so I am very excited to hop right in. I was just going to chat about the month of February, everything that went on, and just what's new in my life. So if you are interested, stick around and let's hop straight into the makeup. First, going to go in with my Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later blurring primer. This one has been pretty good. I don't really know if I notice much of a difference of like how my makeup looks, but it feels nice. So February was really busy. I did a look every single day in the month of February and I posted it over on my Instagram, which was really fun, really interesting. There was a lot of like makeup playtimes that were captured because I don't typically do my makeup every day. So there was multiple days where I had gotten to the end of my day. Either we had eaten dinner or like my roommate was making dinner or something. And I just was like, oh, I haven't done my makeup yet today. And I would just kind of play. And that was really fun. I guess I haven't really done much of that since like 2020. In 2020, I would put on makeup to go nowhere and do nothing and just sit around the house because I never went anywhere or did anything or left the house. But I kind of fell off of doing that when things started opening up, and then I did that manufacturing internship where I couldn't wear makeup to work, so I just got really used to wearing nothing. And then not that like I couldn't not wear makeup before, but definitely made me realize like, you know, you can opt for the 15 extra minutes of sleep sometimes. So yeah, I kind of fell off of doing my makeup as a standard every day because of that. So it was really interesting getting back into it. In high school, I did my makeup almost every single day. I wore makeup to school every day, and then I would wear makeup if I went and did stuff with my family on the weekends. So maybe like 6 days a week, most weeks, and then occasionally I wouldn't wear makeup on the weekend. So it was really interesting, and then I got some fun looks out of it. I got some great use on my Pan Those eyeshadows and Pan That palette. And if you don't know, my Pan That palette update went up on Tuesday, so definitely watch that because some big changes were made and I'm excited to be working on a new palette. So that's kind of where I am for now. I really liked doing that challenge. I don't know if I would do that like every month or if I would ever try to do like a year-long streak or something. Like some of those people who have like crazy long running streaks or other type of streaks. Just because it definitely cut into like other leisure activities when makeup is being used as a form of like decompression. It does take away from other things that I like doing, like reading or watching a show, or I don't know, I don't really do that much. And then making videos obviously took up a lot more time because I was doing a reel every single day on top of my normal long form videos. So yeah, I'm thinking about repeating this again in maybe over the summer and seeing how I feel. I think if I try to do this in a month that's got a lot of holidays, like November or December, I'm setting myself up for failure. I usually upload more in December anyways, so I wouldn't want to add daily posting and makeup application on top of that because I tend to try and film like 2 or 3 videos at a time in order to hit that goal, hit that increased uploading goal. So yeah, so maybe July, that would be fun. a little bit of a longer month, but should be not too crazy busy. And then it was also just a good month because I did Miss Los Angeles County. I was in that program, which was really, really fun. I met a lot of really wonderful young women who I am hanging out with one in like a week or two. That would be really fun. And then, yeah, it challenged myself. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. I got to wear pretty dresses and wear glitter and talk to people who like traditionally feminine things. This whole channel is about the love of traditionally feminine things like beauty, hair, jewelry, clothes, all of that stuff. So kind of embarking in a group that kind of all values that was really fun. I do think I would do one of the Miss America programs next year. I'm not familiar with any of the other types of programs like the Miss USA and National Miss ones. I've never like gone to them or known anyone who's done them, so I could look into it, but I think I would do another Miss America one next year. And it's a great way for me to really push myself. Doing it once was really fun, but you can't improve if you don't practice, kind of things. So working on my interview, working on my public speaking. One of the things that I realized as I was going to the dress rehearsal is I haven't performed on a stage since high school, which was like 6 years ago, 7, or no, I mean like my senior year of high school was 5 years ago. So still like 5 years. It's a really long time, and it feels even longer, honestly, sometimes just because of the way that the pandemic has morphed my sense of time. Feeling more comfortable on a stage, speaking in front of a large group of people, doing all of those things is what I think I could improve on the most. It's one thing to sit here, even though I know that certain videos get viewed. I mean, like, certain videos on here get viewed more than others. Every once in a while, a video will surprise me and do really well. But for the most part, when I'm talking about like a Project Pan, that's going to be viewed more, but it's not the same as like actually standing in front of 50 or 100 or however many people and talking. So strengthening a bunch of different skills. Plus, it would be nice to go back and get another degree at some point. I really loved learning, and I loved my degree field, so doing some more research, advancing my skills, all of that would be really good. So aside from doing my makeup every day and participating in Miss Los Angeles County, I've been dabbling in a few things. I am most of the way through the A Court of Thorn and Roses series, so I read the next 2 books since my last Get Ready With Me video. Or not, the middle 2 books, Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of... I forget, the second to last one, the one that's not a Silver Flame. I thought the last one, because from what I understand, like the 5th book is somewhat of a spin-off. It's not a direct continuation of the storyline of like the first A Court of Thorn and Roses book. I think if looking at it as a series of 4 books, I thought the last book was really cute. I feel like it gave a lot of closure to the characters. It was less eventful, but it was also just still a really beautiful book. So I did really like that one, and I have the last one. So it was a really good read. I'm excited to read the last one, and then I'm not sure. I think I might try to finish some of my physical books because I am going to be moving again. Feel like I say this so many times in Get Ready With Me just because I've moved for internships. I've moved at the end of college. I moved right at the beginning of my channel. Like, my first video was in my parents' house because it was like the pandemic and I had been sent home from school. And so I wasn't living in a dorm or anything. And then I think it's like the third or fourth video, I move to my new apartment and I have just this little capsule collection. That was a fun series. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like that series didn't do very well, and then now I have my entire makeup collection with me, so it's not the same. It's not like, what did I pack to bring with me to my home for X amount of time. It kind of like became, but I could do like a monthly makeup basket, but most of my stuff is just Project Pan things, so that wouldn't, I don't know if that would be really as eventful in like my monthly makeup setup or my daily makeup setup. I really just change out maybe like one or two like eyeliners, concealers, glitter toppers, those kinds of things. But for the most part, it's just things that I'm panning or that I'd like to pan or I'd like to get more use on. So I don't know how much it would change from month to month other than like what I'm already announcing in my updates. Today I want to go in with my Soft Glam palette and play around with some shades. And then really, I have been watching, I would say, more TV than I watched last year. I've definitely taken a step back from reading since I'm no longer tracking it so heavily, and I've halved my reading goal. I would like to read 25 books in 2024 instead of 50 books like last year. And so because of that, I definitely have taken a step back and like I don't prioritize reading above all else. I've been watching a little bit more TV. I got caught up on Beverly Hills, and I've been keeping up with Love is Blind and Vanderpump Rules. And honestly, I mean, I don't know who is, but I'm not loving this season of Vanderpump Rules. I feel like they're taking it in a direction that I just don't know how I feel. I feel a little bit like the show and the members of the show they're talking about like Tom's mental health struggles, and they've talked about Ariana's mental health struggles in the past. So I'm not saying that like this is unprecedented for them to talk about mental health, but they kind of seem to be, to me it feels like they are celebrating Tom for continuing the show despite his mental health struggles. And I guess like I feels a little bit like they're poo-pooing on Raquel for not coming back, but I just don't know how like conducive of an environment the filming is for someone who's going through serious mental health struggles, which then kind of leads me to wonder, is the show just a very irresponsible and they are filming despite the fact that Tom is and has voiced to Lisa, producers, etc., that he is going through a really rough time right now and they just don't care? Or is it being exaggerated? I think is kind of I don't think it's being exaggerated, which is why I feel a little bit like concerned about the show and the way that they are addressing his mental health concerns. Nick Viall put it really well, like worded it really well. So I will link her. I'll try to link the podcast episode where he talked about this down below. It kind of articulated how I was feeling. I just think it's hard, and like obviously all of the people in the show have a lot of the people in the show have benefited from this affair and all of the publicity it got because of it in some way. Like, I don't really understand the jealousy surrounding like the opportunities that Ariana has gotten, because like realistically, was Uber Eats gonna get Sheena to have good as gold in one of their commercials if this hadn't happened? No. So I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of the whining. And then Tom's storyline is just really sad. And then Schwartz, I actually met Schwartz, and he's a really charismatic person. I'm sure they're all charismatic. Like, that's how they continue to succeed in such a difficult industry like reality TV. So like that makes sense to me, but it definitely was kind of like wild meeting him, and just I think my perception of him, I realized, was very off. I thought he was going to be so much shorter than he was. He's actually like pretty tall. I'm tall and he's taller than me. But either the other guys on the show are really tall, which would make sense now that I think about it. I think Brock is like really tall. I don't know. And then I don't know about like Jackson Sandoval, or maybe Katie's tall and wears heels a lot, so they looked like they were a similar height, so I just kind of assumed that they were both shorter than they were. Those were my two guesses. But yeah, I was expecting him to be like 5'8", 5'9", and he's like 6'1" or 2 or something. So yeah, very funny. Just like meeting him and being like, holy cow, not at all what I pictured in my head. And of course the cameras can be deceiving. So yeah, I'm just not loving this season. But I would love to hear everyone else's thoughts. If you are enjoying it, maybe I just need to chill. And in that, I respect that as well. So yeah, so I'm caught up on Vanderpump Rules. I'm caught up on Beverly Hills. I feel like there's nothing worth talking about for this season of Beverly Hills. Is this even? Is this like relatively even? I'm gonna go in with the shade Bronze and tap it lightly. The metallics in this palette and in Sultry are just so beautiful. I feel like I have never been disappointed. And I've been kind of digging the shape where I go in with a darker color kind of on my lower lash, or my upper lash line in the outer corner, and then kind of smoke it up and out. I just think it is a nice effect on my eye. Oh, especially in person, I think it looks nice. So yeah, and then I watched The Resort, which is a new kind of like limited series on Peacock. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched it mostly because the person who plays the husband, it kind of centers around this couple, is Chidi from The Good Place. And I really loved that show. I am gonna admit, like, I've loved almost every show that Dan Gore and Michael Schur have come up with. The only show that I didn't love was Community. I watched like the first 2 seasons of it and was like, meh, and then just kind of stopped. But I've loved almost everything that they've come up with. So if you're a big Parks and Rec, The Office, Community, 9-9, you'll probably like The Good Place. And so I wanted to watch the show because I thought that the actor who plays Chidi did a really good job. I thought that he was well cast. And so I didn't really know what it was when I was going into it. And the synopsis is super vague, like purposely vague, which I thought was wild. And so once I got into it, I was like, this show's kind of weird. I thought it was going to be just like husband and wife murder mystery, and then it just kind of takes a weird turn, and you're already too invested. There's no turning back. So I'm gonna really quickly go in with mascara and I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and I think, yeah, and now that I have mascara on, you can really see the effect of the eyeshadow application. It kind of just pulls my eyes out and I think makes them look nice. So I also applied a little bit more blush because I always love blush. And now we're just gonna do lips. I'm gonna go in with this Dior crayon lip liner in the shade Brown Fig, and then this Luna Magic lipstick in the shade Park Avenue Medium. Both of these I rolled into my lip roulette series, so if you have not seen that video, make sure to check it out. I have been having so much fun with that. I think in years past, I focused so much on painting lip product that I just didn't use most of my collection. And this year I'm rotating through everything. These pencils are just so creamy. I cannot get over them. So I'm just gonna go in with this. This might be on the chopping block, to be completely honest. I only have to use it 3 times, I think. Yeah, whatever, I'll double check later. So I don't think using it 3 times will be the problem, but then I'm like, if I can only use it with this lip liner, do I really like it that much? I don't know. I just don't know if it's something I'd ever wear by itself. There we go. Okay, I think that pulled together everything really nicely. So that is everything that I have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me for chit-chatting and hanging out while I applied some makeup. If you enjoyed today's video, I have a whole playlist of Get Ready With Me's and another one of palette bingos, which are similar but a fun challenge twist in there. And I will link both of those playlists down below. If you missed my Getting Ready With Me Every Day in February series, I will link my Instagram down below for you to go check that out. And most of all, I hope you are having an awesome, amazing day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys!